Hey, welcome to the Movie Hero Network's review of the movie Elemental. And yes, we are going to talk spoilers. Probably maybe not right away, but we'll get into them. So uh, watch at your own risk. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about this movie. I am your host, Jordan, the Movie Hero Anderson. And yeah, Elemental was a movie that let me throw that up again so you can see. There you go. It's a movie that there's a cool little other picture that I was very surprised by. So I went and did a triple feature of Elemental, Barbie, and Oppenheimer, and all in one day. And surprisingly, liked Elemental the best. And that's the cool thing about movies is that they're all subjective because I've seen a lot of mixed reviews. I've seen people that love this movie. I've seen people that hate this movie. I've seen people that think it's middle of the road. So it kind of runs the gamut. But let me just give you some information on it. General information is it was released on June 6th, 2022. So I'm a little late getting to it, but hey, like there's a lot of movies to see. This is one I didn't rush out to go see, and I kind of wish I had. The runtime is an hour and 42 minutes, so that's pretty good. Not anything too crazy long for an animated movie. It has a box office of 121 million dollars, but the budget was 200 million. So unfortunately, Element is losing money, and I wish that there was a way that it could make money, but I just don't really see it happening. Sadly, which this is a very underrated movie and underseen movie, and that's why I want to bring some attention to it because it's a lot better than you might think. And even if you saw it once, you didn't love it, maybe I would suggest see it a second time and get a second opinion. Maybe notice some of the tones and things that you missed in the first place. Because I'm hearing a lot of people say that it's the same trope that's been done in the last few Pixar movies, like two or three Pixar movies, where it's the kids standing up to the parents and being more than the parents want them to be, or like living their own life or their own dream or going on their own path and going against what the parents say, and the parents aren't always right. I mean, but so we have kind of seen it before, but I think that it does it in a really cool way. And the movie is directed by Peter Son, who also directed The Good Dinosaur, which also lost money for this Pixar, but and made me a little skeptical. That's probably why I didn't run out to go see it. I actually thought that The Good Dinosaur was beautiful. It has one of the best posters, which I do have that poster somewhere floating around my house, the one sheet poster with all the fireflies and stuff. Really beautiful. That's the one thing you can always count on Pixar for is having very beautiful and uh, movies that are stunning to look at. So you can always count on them for that. And Peter Son also directed a Pixar short called Partly Cloudy. And we got to do the little Rotten Tomatoes game. I don't have anyone here to guess with me, but the Rotten Tomatoes score, the critics gave it 73%. The fans gave it 93%, but sometimes I like to call shenanigans. I'm always careful on Rotten Tomatoes because if you click on the actual fan score and you go to all fans instead of just top fans, because they're not really all top fans, a lot of the reviews are these one sentence long reviews that seem like they're written by people who just can't speak proper English. They're from foreign countries, or they're bots, or they're people that the studio just has go out and like bomb review these things or bomb score it, whatever you want to say, because it says 93, but then you click on all reviews and it says 86%. So take that for what you will. But I want to get into the voice cast of this movie. And one of the things that I really love about the voice cast is it's not really super recognizable people. Really, the only actress that I recognize in this whole entire voice cast is Catherine O'Hara. She plays a character named Brooke Ripple, which I believe is Wade's mom. So she's a voice cast, but you have Leah Lewis playing Ember Lumen. You have Mamadou Athey playing Wade. Of course, Catherine O'Hara playing Wade's mom. Brooke Ripple, Wendy McLennan playing Gail Cumulus, which is the kind of HR lady from the inspector's office, which we'll get into it because there's a scene where their shop called the Fireplace gets inspected, and you have Mason Worth Worthimer. I probably totally butchered that, but Worth, yeah, but played a character called Claude, which is the Earth character. You have Joe Pera playing Fern. So it's a lot of like not super recognizable characters. And then you have the Ember's parents, which are essentially played by some Asian voice actors, Sheila Vasau, spelled Bosough, and Ronnie Del Carmen, and they're the Cinder and Bernie. So yeah, those are like your main cast right there. And um, so Elemental, it centers around a city filled with elements. You got your water, you got your fire, you got your earth, and you got your wind. So and the focus is a hot-tempered ember named Lumen, who is a second generation immigrant. So basically, they immigrate to this city, kind of similar to like a New York, but it's their Pixar's version of that with that's element based. So you see like trains driving by, and they're splashing water all over, and it's good for the water people. It's good for the earth people because they need water to soak in and grow flowers and fruit and things like that. So they have that. And then the wind, it really doesn't affect them, but then fire can be dangerous. So the fire people are kind of relegated to another part of town. They have a fire town, and it's kind of like I wouldn't really call it Ellis Island, but I call it just like an area for all the immigrants, and the people who came from Fireland, essentially. And they bring spicy food. They bring a rigid culture of tradition and honoring their their family. And I don't know if I even want to attempt to say the characters' original names, whatever language that they came up with for the movie, but I'll attempt it. Utri Dari E Burdi is the father, and then the wife is Fash E Cedar, I think. but basically, when they get there, they're like, we'll just go with Bernie and Cinder. So that's what they do. And ooh, hang on, I'm gonna sneeze. All right, I muted myself so I wouldn't sneeze right into the mic. But anyways, and they have a close relationship with their daughter, and they're pretty much training the daughter on how to work at their store, which is essentially like a little bodega place that sells all kinds of things that are fire related, and then they eventually want her to take over the family business, and then she kind of Ember questions whether or not she really wants to do that, and Ember, she's kind of like she's able to control her emotions to a point, but she has these big violent outbursts and like sets everything on fire, and it gets angry and annoyed with all the customers, and she kind of erupts into like a more like a purple colored shade. And then one day she gets so upset that she ruptures a pipe at her father's shop, and then at that point the inspector Wade comes gushing in, which is he's made of water, and he's been trying to figure out why their city's canal system uh, has been filling with water because it's not supposed to have water. There's canal systems where they bring water to the water people and the earth people, but they don't want it to go to the fire people because that can be deadly to them, and it is. And there's some cracks, there's some leaks. You see a scene where they try to seal up this big giant crack in like a big like reservoir thing, because every time that the trains come in or boats come in, they splash all this water into a big reservoir, and it's supposed to stay in there, but then the walls start to not hold. And one of the cool things that um, Ember is able to do. She's able to light up different crystals with by changing color, and then she's also able to shape glass, which I I tried to find a picture of her shaping glass. They didn't have one on that I could find anywhere, but um yeah, and but so when Wade shows up though through the pipes, he's like, "Ooh, this is a big violation. These pipes. Did you build this? Like what's going on here?" And he has to write them all these tickets, like several tickets, and he's like, "All right, see, I'm gonna go turn these in." And she goes chasing after him, trying to stop him from doing that, and eventually, she is able to figure that out, but not right away. Uh, the, and then but eventually they get to know each other. Sparks fly, and they make for kind of an interesting couple. And then they say like one of the things that like elements don't mix is what people around town say. But what we find out later is yes, they do mix. There's a scene where they actually touch, and I got a little picture here where they're like almost touching. When they go to touch, it makes the water boil. It kind of makes the fire like die down just a little bit, but they realize they can touch, and like and there's no problems. Like it's not gonna have the same effect as just regular water and fire touching. These are living, breathing uh, creatures, and let's see. So in elemental, the socially privileged water people, they go back and forth on these cool trains that splash all this water. Like I mentioned earlier, they're living in high rises. They kind of have the fire people not really living in slums, but just kind of a different part of town that's not quite as nice. And the Firetown people kind of represent like a lot of the immigrants, East Asian, Middle Eastern, European. Like they have a lot of those things that they and, and you can tell because of the accents. They have Asian accents. They have Italian, Jamaican, Iranian, West Indian, all that stuff. And um, Yeah, and like earth and air elements don't really play a big role in this. They're in there. Like you see, like one of the like earth guys that has a crush on Ember, and he's like growing a flower under his armpit is like his armpit hair or something, but then plucks it out and gives it to her. Um, and then they have so there's a lot of like puns. Like I want to talk about the puns in this, but holy crap. Like there is a lot of puns, like almost to a negative. Like the puns are just like everywhere. So that like one of the things you see is there's some hot logs that are like hot dog, but they're like the logs on fire. And then I actually have a little list here if I can bring it. That's all the puns in, in, in Elemental. So I'm going to go through some stuff of this because it's a freaking lot. And before I do that, okay, just checking if anyone's commenting. But so you got uh, you got spark burst instead of starburst, twig, juice fruit, fire smacks for honey smacks, frosted flames, Dr. Diesel instead of Dr. Pepper, Colgate for coals, tinder paste. You have like log kebabs, ash chips, firecrackers, coal nuts, wood checks, smoke puffs, burning rubber tire jerky, sizzle smacks, barbecue sticks, lava java, suits baby formula. Kids' juice boxes are small kerosene cans with metal straws. Yeah, and then it. I mean, it just goes on and on. There's like ads for like different things, And then like some of the things that they actually let's see, root for yourself. um yeah, or like they're saying things like you're so hot, or like you're sizzling, you're smoking, like it just goes on and on and on. You can kind of see like the like how many puns that they have. It's like crazy. But I mean some of them are cute, they're fun, they're but they're a lot. It's a lot. So but let's see. And the things I like though, it's like the story's really charming. Like I have a really fun time with it, even though it's things that we've kind of seen before. They do it in like a really fun and cool way. Like they're like two forbidden people that fall for each other, and they're not really supposed to be together, but they end up being together. And it's mostly the fire people are a little hesitant to be around anyone else. They kind of seclude themselves because they know fire can be dangerous. But then the water people embrace everyone. There's a scene where Ember goes over to Wade's house and meets his parents, and the whole place is like a giant swimming pool with water everywhere, and she has to tiptoe lightly and go on a raft, and she can't touch water because it could put her out and she could die. And so that and there's a scene where she has dinner with them, which I believe is, let me find the scene. And I swear that I had it, but maybe I don't have it pulled up. But anyways, there's the scene where they have dinner together. I'm actually gonna see it if I can pull it up quickly. I have to load it up because I had it here. That's one of the ones I didn't have loaded up. But let me see. Here it is. Okay, give it a second, and it'll pop up. You can kind of see what Wade's house looks like. Okay, here we go. So they're sitting at dinner and everything's water. But one of the cool things is there's a part there where she shows her ability to take glass, because one of the glass um, cups they're drinking it breaks, and she's able to reform it and fix it. And it's really cool how she can mold glass, and that's one of the things she wants to do with her talent. She wants to be able to do art and just be able to explore her creative side versus take over the fireplace shop that her father and wants her to take over. So and yeah, they have lines like, "We got kids that are swimming around here somewhere," and you see the kids doing Marco Polo and swimming around. That's in the trailer. Then you have Wade being the inspector and going back to meet her parents, and then the uh, her dad, and I want to get the names right. Bernie and Cinder goes back to meet them, and they don't want them any water people coming in their shop and putting them out or causing problems or destroying things unintentionally, because this water just tends to do that to anything made of fire. And so he just pretends to be he's like, yeah, I'm the food inspector. And he's like, oh, well, inspect this. And that gives him some hot coals. It's also in the trailer when he has to eat that. And Ember's like, oh yeah, Wade loves spicy food, and so he tries it, and it's like way too hot for him. They go to a sporting event, and it's the windbreakers versus the crop dusters. Does that seem a little like a fart pun to you? Windbreaker, break wind. Crop duster, when you walk by and crop dust someone. I don't know if that's what they're going for, but it's all wind based. People playing like basketball way up high in the air in a stadium. And you have the HR lady, which I don't know if I have the HR lady's name here, but I have a picture of it though, and she's a huge fan of the Windbreakers. So they go to I guess I have that one. So I don't have the other one that shows it. But anyways, unless this is it, maybe. Nope. Okay. We'll go back to that one. But yeah, she is a huge fan. Maybe that's her like uh, the one that's like standing up, the light purple colored one, and this is near the beginning where she wants to get her to void all the tickets that Wade wrote because Wade already submitted them. They're already in the system, and so she has to convince her to get rid of the tickets. And then they also have a little thing that's like a little blue flame that's like something from their forefathers and their ancestors. And there's a whole part where uh, Ember's parents are going to leave the Fire Island where they came from, Fireland, and they have a thing where they bow to each other, so showing more they're Asian, and he bows to his father, and the father doesn't bow back, and it's a really kind of heartbreaking scene where he has to leave his dad, and his dad pretty much disowns them for leaving, but it's because they're in a dangerous place where their people were being destroyed, and they had to leave, and so he's trying to make a better life for his family. There's a scene. So one of the things that Ember really wants to do is see this flower. It's called a vivisteria, and the flowers are beautiful exotic flowers. They're known for being beautiful. They're known for being able to grow and survive in water, earth, air, and fire. So all the elements are like the only fire that can do that. And went to go see Vivisteria for the first time when she was younger. They wouldn't let her in this place where it was growing because they thought fire was just too dangerous to enter in, and she couldn't do it. And then eventually Wade finds a way to like put her in like this air bubble essentially, and that lasts for 20 minutes, and she can go underwater where this place is now dilapidated years later, and it's like in the where the museum kind of the remains of it, but it's all underwater now, and to go see it. And the Vivisteria looks like that. That's the flower there. So yeah. Let's see. This one, some interesting scenes. Like there's a hot air balloon scene. She can has the ability to like puff up some like I don't know if it's glass or like what it is, but she can use fire because in the middle of a hot air balloon you have a fire creating hot air to lift the balloon up, and so they go on like a romantic fire, like well it's powered by fire hot air balloon date. And but overall I think the movie has a really good message of just being yourself and standing up for what you believe in. They kind of take the same tropes of like the standing up to your parents, but in the end, the parents have to realize if they love their daughter, they're going to let her go on her own journey in her own way, and she may not end up exactly what they want her to be. And there's themes of like of family, of tolerance, of building connections with the people because they and then how different races can coexist together. And then one of my favorite lines is when they're going to see the flower for the first time. They have to sneak into to the old museum that's kind of run down as a fence, and you see it in the trailer where Wade is the water, and he just takes his shirt off and then walks right through a chain link fence, and then the shirt falls down on him, and then Ember just burns right through it, and they're like, "Why do they have these things?" And they're like, "I don't know," but then my favorite line that really related to me is when they're about to go in, and then she's like, "Oh no 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 no! Like I can't go underwater to see the flower," and then he figures out a way to put her in the air bubble, and then he says, "What gives anyone else the right to tell you what you can do with your life?" Like that really resonates with me because really, like, what gives anyone the right to tell any of us what we can or can't do with our life? Like I mean, it makes me think of like, I mean, I understand rules are there for a reason and laws and different things, but like, what gives anyone the right to tell me what I can and can't do? Friends, family. I mean, can suggest it to me, but that's something I relate to as someone sharing a personal quick note is slightly on the autistic scale. I'm only barely on it, but I have been diagnosed as being on it, and like when people start telling me what to do and like demanding it and getting upset with me or saying it forcefully, like that don't work with me. And you try and tell me what to do in that type of way, then it's going to upset me. I'm not going to vibe with you. I'm going to say no. I'm going to run away, and it's not going to work. But if you ask me what to do and you say it nicely, and like just come to me with kindness, and say, hey, like would you mind doing this, or like or even explain it to me, hey, if you do this, this is why it'd be good for you, or whatever, then it works way better. But like, yeah, what gives anyone else the right to tell you what you can do in your life? Like nobody can tell you what you can or can't do. And it always reminds me of John Locke from Lost. Nobody can tell me what I can or can't do. Nobody. And so, like in that show, he gets pissed off about that. But yeah, like I was really surprised how much I like this movie, and I understand why people give it like middle of the road. I don't understand why anyone would say this is a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. This is a great movie. It's stunning to look at. It's beautiful. It has a great score from Thomas Newman. Like I love movie scores, and like if a movie really resonates with me, I'll get the movie score and listen to it. So I'll definitely be doing that. I'll definitely be getting the score for Oppenheimer. I'll probably be getting the score from Mission Impossible, like and give them a listen. Usually, I listen to these while I'm like if I'm driving somewhere or on a walk or even like right before I go to bed. But yeah, I think that Elemental is a great movie. It's sad that it's not going to make its budget back because I rate it really highly. Well, you have to watch other reviews to see what I gave Oppenheimer and Barbie. Go check those out on the channel. Me and Malcolm Lay did reviews of those together. But for Elemental, I probably give it an 8.5 out of 10. Like I really enjoyed this movie. And 8.5 is high. I'll just tell you, like I'm not the person that gives out 10 out of 10s like other people do. I reserve those for like the best movies ever made, and then I kind of go from there. Like I think only one movie, maybe two. I think I gave John Wick Chapter 4. That's a 10 out of 10 this year, and Creed 3 was way up there too. I might have get to 10 out of 10 or 9.5 on that one, but yeah, I give it 8.5. It's definitely one that I wouldn't mind owning, but it's definitely one that I'll go back to for sure. Like if I have kids, like uh, sort of like my co-host Austin had said, if we have kids in our house, they're gonna be watching good movies. We're not gonna be watching these crappy like run of the mill animated movies. We're gonna be watching Toy Story. We're gonna be watching Monsters Inc. We're gonna be and like Elementals on that list, and like Kung Fu Panda, How to Train Your Dragon, like high quality animated movies. That's what I'm saying. But anyways, I think that will do it for this review. Elemental is awesome. I don't know how much longer it's going to be in theaters. Maybe just a matter of days. But if you're able to go see it, definitely go check it out on the big screen because it's stunning to look at. I think it definitely deserves it, and I hope somehow it can make its money back. I don't know, like Pixar movies to me used to be an event, and they would make money hand over fist, and now it's like they're kind of in a place like a lot of animation is kind of struggling, but except for the Super Mario Brothers movie because that was based on a previous property that's popular. But so we'll see what the future holds for animation. Maybe they need to lower the budgets just a tad bit. Like I think like all movies in general need to do that. But anyways, 8.5 out of 10 for Elemental. Go check it out, and then also this week go check out tonight. We're doing Wheel of Movies. We're going to be doing a deep dive on the random mystery movie that was spun, and that movie was Cabin in the Woods. So we'll be doing a 1 hour deep dive on Cabin in the Woods. We'll be doing a tier ranker fight that's going to be best movies with one word title decade series. So we're going to be going decade by decade and breaking down the best of all time. We're going to be ranking them, talking about them, and we're going to start with best one word movie title or best movies It's a bit of a tongue twister, but best movies with one word titles from 2016 until now. That's what we're going to start with, and we'll work our way backwards on that one. And then if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do. Like it really helps us out a lot. If you hit the thumbs up, share the videos, tell people about the channel, tell them to tune in. It really helps us out a lot. We do have a Patreon. You go to patreon.com/moviehero, and we have all kinds of stuff where we have exclusive podcasts over there. We're giving away my one sheet movie posters from my time working in the movies that you can only get if you worked at a movie theater. I've got a couple of them on my wall that you can kind of see. You can see my Kingsman, the Secret Service. I have a Top Gun one that actually says 2020. There's a glare from my TV there, but yeah, those are a couple, and I switch them out every so often. But yeah, and then like we haven't extended a look at our upcoming schedule. So if you want to be on some episodes and you want to get first dibs before all the spots fill up, then you can see the extended schedule there. We also have a GoFundMe, which I need to start putting our GoFundMe down in the description. I don't have it here, but what I'm going to do, if you go over to my Facebook page, it's facebook.com/JordanAnderson21. I'm going to repost it there, and you can see the GoFundMe. I'll have it on my Instagram stories. I'll have it on my Facebook story. I'll have it on all those things, so you can find them there. And yeah, also you can find them if you back out of this video and you go to the banner at the top of the screen. In the bottom left hand corner, you see little icons. One of those is the link to our GoFundMe page, and it really helps out because I've been kind of sort of in between jobs. I'm not going to say I'm not working, but I'm not really getting hardly any hours at all from my job. I'm looking for a new job, but because right now YouTube can't fully sustain me, but it will eventually, but we'll get there. But so anything you can donate is huge because we want to keep bringing you awesome content. We want to bring you reviews. We want to bring you some more tournament fights, tier ranker. We want to bring you stuff with like bigger and better content. Like one of the donations I was able to get from a friend of mine was a green screen. So pretty soon I'm gonna have a green screen. I just haven't set it up. It's here. It's over in my closet. But and I'll be using that. We want to be able to do some travel videos. We want to travel all over the place and bring you guys along for the ride, for the adventure. I have a little travel vlog of my last trip I took to my family's cabin down in Utah that I'm still working on editing. And when I get that done, I'll put it up on the channel. But and we want to be able to hire a dedicated editor so we can have higher quality content. If you notice, we do a lot of live content. We don't do a lot of pre-recorded stuff we have to edit because I don't have the time to edit. And I'm the one that does all the editing, all of it myself. I don't have anyone to help me. So eventually being able to hire someone would be huge for us. So the donations really help us out, really go a long way. We're doing giveaways. So if you donate certain amount, and I'll post it on my Facebook page of what we're doing. But just for if you donate any amount, even $1, I'll send you a movie poster of your choice, a one sheet movie poster. If you donate more than that, I'll let you be a guest on the show. I'll let you create your own episode if you donate a lot. I'll let you, just from top to bottom, create your own show. You can appear on, if you donate more, you can appear on more than just tournament fights, tier ranker. You can appear on anything. Just pick any show, any episode, and we'll put you on it. So, but yeah, so that's kind of what we have going on. But and also in that banner on our main page of our YouTube channel, you can find a Patreon icon you can click on. It'll take you to Patreon. It'll take you to the GoFundMe. It'll take you to my Venmo because if you donate through YouTube takes a percentage, so it's better that you click one of the links to donate. So there's a few different things you can find there. So But thanks for joining me for this review of Elemental, and I'll probably be back at it with some more reviews coming up. We got Haunted Mansion coming up. We got um, the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. We got a few movies coming up. So, and let me know if you guys like these reviews. If you want to see more of them, if you do, then smash that thumbs up. Put your thoughts down in the comment section. What do you think of Elemental? Have you seen it? Do you like it? Did you not like it? Like, just give me your thoughts in the chat because I'd love to hear what you have to say. So, I've been Jordan at the Movie Hero Anderson, and we will see you next time.